Hi, I'm Callum at Termos Tobacconist and La Casa de Habano Chester, and welcome to my video review of the Regius Campana, which is the 2015 Auction Selection Limited Edition. As you can see, we have a figurado shaped cigar with quite a pronounced point on the cap, and it's a very mid colour wrapper, so Colorado, maybe as far as Colorado Maduro. Very nice smooth wrapper, no prominent veins, and it is a long filler Nicaraguan cigar, and naturally totally handmade. So I'm going to go on to cutting and lighting. So very easy draw, straight off. Not much coming through on the pre-light, maybe just slightly woody flavours, but I've known from smoking this brand in the past they do tend to be on the lighter side, so I wasn't exactly expecting it to bombard me with flavours at this point. And on to the lighting. So it's a very easy draw. I'm getting a lot of smoke off of through not very much effort at all. Straight away I'm getting that nutty flavour, which is, to be fair, fairly common in cigars, so it's not entirely unexpected. Yeah, a little bit of spice at the back of it, which I can't say I've had too much from these cigars before, but it is very early days. It's only just the first few puffs, so it'll be interesting to see where it develops. So you can see, getting nicely into the first third of my smoke here. Still remaining pretty light, nothing sort of surprising at this point. Just very straight, very enjoyable, woody, starting to get a bit creamier now. The spice elements settle down quite nicely as it's gone on and sort of taking the back seat a little bit. Yeah, definitely very woody. Hints of coffee and nut coming in there as well. And as I said, pre-light, the draw is absolutely fantastic on this. I'm getting a lot of smoke with almost no effort at all. This is one of those cigars where I'd have to actively slow myself down smoking it, because it would be very easy to demolish the entire thing very, very quickly with how easy it draws. But yeah, no signs of overheating. The smoke's very, very smooth, very, very pleasant. It's actually fairly early in the day when I'm smoking this, when I'm filming this, sorry. So wouldn't want anything too heavy at this point, so it's just very, very nice for a first cigar of the day. Right, so I'm now nicely into the second third of this. As you can see, I lost my ash a little while ago, getting the hint of the point there. Maybe not a full point in the middle of the ash, but you can still tell it's been well constructed. You can still see the raised part in the middle there, which would be forming the point. I've got to the point where I've taken the band off as well, and you can see it came off without any damage to the cigar. Just nice, easy removal. Draw is still beautiful. Flavours have changed a little bit, getting much more onto a sweeter side of the cigar now. The creaminess is still there, woodiness is still there, but the coffee's become almost more like chocolate at this point. Very, very sweet, very, very creamy and enjoyable. The spice is still there in the tiniest hint, just every few puffs the spice sort of pops its head up and lets you know it's still there, but it's certainly not one of the main flavours, much more of an undertone. but so easy to smoke. Really, I could see myself easily, if I didn't have the self-control I barely have, smoking these one after the other. There is slightly lingering finish on it. It's not overwhelming on your palate or anything, but it just hangs around nicely. Again, it's just that kind of sweet, chocolatey sort of flavour that's just lingering, but without being too cloying or ruining my palate for anything else afterwards. So I'm into the final third of the cigar here, getting quite close towards the end. One thing I'm really noticing is how cool the smoke is still. On a lot of cigars it would really be getting quite hot, quite easily getting quite unpleasant at this point, but there's no bitterness, no sharpness, barely any heat on the smoke at all. Naturally there's a little bit, but it's very, very manageable, very, very enjoyable still. As far as the flavours go, there's been a really nice development between the chocolatey flavour and that little hint of spice that was coming through. They've almost sort of merged into one to give a almost like cinnamon sort of flavour. So yeah, just very, very sweet spice overall, just combined really nicely in the last third. Strength has stepped up a little bit. I'd maybe go as far as to say it's up to medium full at this point. By no means strong, still not overwhelming. Just yeah, really nice sort of combination of the flavours for that last bit. And I'm getting quite close to the end, as you can see there, but it's still really, really easy to smoke. I could probably smoke another ½ inch of this at least, maybe even a little bit more, without burning my tongue or my lips, which is always very pleasant, because personally I always like the last third of the cigar the most, but sometimes, as I say, they can get a little bit hot and it can almost be a little bit unpleasant to smoke. That's absolutely not the case with this. Overall, it's been very enjoyable throughout. My overall impressions of this cigar have been extremely positive. It hits a balance I really, really like in cigars, where it's mild enough you can smoke it any time in the day. As I say, it's quite early in the day that I'm smoking this, but while it's mild, it isn't bland. I feel that happens occasionally with the very light cigars. They go too much to the light side and you end up with a cigar that just doesn't really taste of very much, and to me that somewhat defeats the point of smoking a cigar. These retail at $9.99, which to me is incredible value for a very good smoke that has lasted me over an hour and has remained easy to smoke without getting hot, bitter, sour, anything like that. As you see, I'm still smoking it. It's really getting into finger burning territory here, but that's about the only thing that would stop me smoking this at this point. For the purpose of the review, I've been pairing this with a light espresso, which has really complemented the flavours nicely. Or if you're looking for something a little stronger, I'd possibly recommend a light, sweet Speyside whiskey to just really bring out the sweetness of the cigar.